into the heart of midfield, having scored the extra time winner for Senegal in that remarkable Africa Cup of Nations final against Morocco last Saturday. Incidentally, he was just out on the pitch as the players were preparing and going through their warm-ups. He was parading that Africa Cup of Nations trophy to the fans at El Madrigal. Marcelino is without the services of the suspended Santi Comesaña and Santiago Mourinho, as well as the injured trio Logan Costa, Pau Cabanes and Willy Camboila. Let's take a look at the Villareal team in full then, shall we? In goal it's Luis Junior, back four of Pau Navarro, Juan Foyth, Renato Vega and Alfonso Pedraza. In midfield it's Alberto Molero on the left, Danny Parejo and Pape Gay in the middle, with Tejon Buchanan on the right. And then up top it's the skipper Gerard Moreno alongside George Mikotadze. Our referee this evening is Cesar Soto Grado. He'll be supported by his assistants Carlos Alvarez and Ruben Becerril, as well as the fourth official, Manuel Pozueta. Mario Melero is the man on VAR duty, with Daniel Trujillo as his assistant. So we're just seconds away from kickoff now, and for all the talk about Real Madrid enjoying this little upturn over the last week or so, we really do have to remind ourselves at this point that when it comes to Real Madrid, they're only ever one bad result away from a crisis, aren't they? So Villareal would really love to put them back in that place as they kick the game off now, the hosts. And it's a long clearance down the right-hand side by Luis Junior. Ball's dropped here in midfield to Gay, who volleys it down the right-hand side. That's cleared away a little bit awkwardly by Dean Howson. And it's out for a throw into Villareal. Just inside the Madrid half. It's now played back to Renato Vega. Here's Pedraza, the left-back. Midway inside his own half. Under a bit of pressure from Mastantuono. Has to play it back to Vega, who launches it long. Little flick on there by Mikotadze. Looking for Moreno, but Howson able to mop up and play it back to Courtois. And here is Thibaut Courtois now on his right foot, just shanking the clearance slightly, but a lovely little chest down by Mastantuono. And then a good-looking ball from Goulet looking to get Mbappe through on goal, but that was a good piece of defending back there by Juan Foyth, just showing some good pace to cover around and get there ahead of Kylian Mbappe. So it looked for a second as though that slide rule through ball from Arda Güler was going to set Kylian Mbappe away. Good defending from Foyth, the Argentina international. Now here's Bellingham down the left-hand side. Played in by Vinicius Junior. Goes down under a challenge from Pau Navarro. And the referee has awarded the free kick here. And it looks as though we're going to have our first yellow card of the evening already inside the first 90 seconds. I think it's gone to Juan Foyth, has it? Or I thought it was Navarro who made the challenge initially, but yeah, looking at it now, it's actually Foyth who comes across and just bundles Bellingham to the floor. It's just outside the penalty area, right towards the left corner of the 18-yard box. And it's a yellow card for Juan Foyth. He was sent off in a 4-0 defeat against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League back in November. Unfortunately for him and Villareal, he's going to have to walk a bit of a tightrope for the vast majority of this game. There's Real now. Way up their options from this free kick. They've got Fede Valverde standing over the ball. Would favour the right footer. And here he comes, Valverde. Shoots low into the Villareal wall. Ball comes back out to Goulet, who turns away from a couple of challenges quite smartly. Gets forced out to the touchline on the left-hand side, and then Goulet does well to win a throw-in the end. About 5 yards or so inside the Villareal half. Over on the left-hand side. And now here's Carreras. Back to Camavinga. Here's Howson now, the former Bournemouth man, of course. He's made a fairly solid start to life in the capital after that big money move from the Cherries over the summer. And now here's Valverde once again on the right-hand side. Nice little layoff by Mbappe, back to the Real Madrid captain, Valverde. Valverde tries to play it from the centre of the park to the left-hand side, and it's blocked by Danny Parejo. The referee is awarded a free kick to Real Madrid, presumably for a handball, but the ball actually appeared to strike Dani Parejo's face there. That was a bit of an odd decision. Nevertheless, here come Madrid now with Vinicius. A couple of step-overs. Midway inside the Villareal half on the left-hand side. In the end, it's worked back to Howson. Howson tries to fizz a ball into Mbappe, but that's not going to hit the target. And then Gay steps in for Villareal and is bundled to the floor. And it'll be a free kick for Villareal this time. A really impressive campaign they've had so far, at home at least, isn't it? Villareal, and the fact that they could effectively move to within a point of Real Madrid if they can win tonight and also pick up maximum points in their game in hand suggests that the title race in La Liga this season may not be a two-horse race. We'll have to wait and see. But for now, here's Moreno chasing a ball, going down in the penalty area. Well, Villareal want the spot kick there, as do the fans. The referee happy for the game to continue, and it's down by the corner flag on the right-hand side. There's a throw in here for Villareal now, level with the edge of the penalty area. The referee just asking them to wait for a moment. They tried to take it quickly, but Carreras was down on the deck for Real Madrid. Instead of taking the quick one now, Villareal will just take their time to load the box here. And it's going to be a longer one delivered by Tejon Buchanan. And it goes from him. More height than distance really from him, but he's got it back now. Plays a cute little pass down towards the byline that's collected well by Gay. He's got company there from Carreras, and now there's a cross that comes in down from the byline on the right-hand side, and Camavinga has to deflect it behind. It was Buchanan, I think, who just bursted onto that one. Just tried to whip in across from down near the byline. Good piece of defensive covering there by Camavinga. But Villareal just showing their intent here in these early stages. Got themselves a corner from the right-hand side. Do generally tend to go towards the near post with these corners based on the stats so far this season. It's going to be a right footer from Parejo. It is a bit more central this time, and that's headed away by Raul Asensio. Volleyed back out to the right-hand side by Molero. It's collected by Parejo. Villareal now, level with the edge of the Madrid penalty area. Looking to work down to the byline there was Molero, and then he lost out to Bellingham. Then Alberto Molero just fouling Jude Bellingham as the England man came away with the ball. And Bellingham is quick to take the free kick and fizzes it from left to right to Valverde, who steps in field, heads towards the halfway line. Now it's over on the left-hand side here with Carreras. Asensio now collects just inside his own half, moves it to his right to Mastantuono, who scored his first Champions League goal of his career in midweek. And that drubbing of Monaco. It was pretty lively as well after coming on as a substitute against Levante last week. Came on for Gonzalo Garcia and rattled the crossbar with one rasping drive from 25 yards or so. Keeping his place tonight, despite the return of the fit again Rodrigo. As Valverde now, just on the halfway line, passes it inside to Howson. Here's Carreras now. Vinicius Junior collects down near the touchline, about 10 yards inside the Villareal half. Howson now looking to switch the point of attack from left to right. Mastantuono tries to chest it down, but he's just out-muscled there by Pedraza. And then it's cleared by Vega, or a bit of a slip there by Parejo. Chance here for Mastantuono. Excellent recovery challenge by Vega. Danger not over yet, though. Here's Vinicius. Tries a little cross in from the left-hand corner of the penalty area. That's blocked too. Then Carreras goes down under a challenge, but the referee waves play on, and Villareal are coming away here as Moreno looks to step away from Howson. Little slip there from Asensio. Almost presented the ball to Mikotadze. But Madrid eventually just about tidy up the mess back there and come away with the ball through Camavinga. Here's Valverde now. Up towards the halfway line. Plays it inside to Camavinga. Goulet finds Mastantuono. And then Goulet, under a bit of pressure from Molero, has to go back to Asensio, who then clips it out to his left to Carreras. Here's Vinicius now. collecting just inside the Villareal half and being bundled back into his own half and losing the ball. And then Villareal win a throw-in. A bit of a barnstorming run from Tejon Buchanan. Just winning a throw-on for his team as Alvaro Arbeloa, dressed in a black suit with a black collar neck shirt on as well, looks on pensively from down in his technical area. That's a bit of a slack pass there by Vega. He's presented the ball to Mastantuono. He plays it to his right to Mbappe into the penalty area. Mbappe twisting and turning, but good covering challenge back there that came in from Villareal. It was Pedraza, I think, who just got his foot in to deny Kylian Mbappe because he was just trying to find the right angle for a shot there was Kylian Mbappe. Madrid are looking to keep the pressure on here as Valverde plays a really enterprising pass out to Vinicius on the left. Outside of the foot cross, I should say, from Vinicius that was heading into the 6-yard box, but that's volleyed clear and out of play for a Real Madrid throw-in on the left-hand side. They've taken it quickly, have Los Blancos, and here's Carreras now, combining with Mbappe, who's pulled wide on the left just temporarily. Mbappe turning away from Buchanan temporarily and finding Carreras. Then Howson plays it inside to Camavinga, who's got 2 or 3 yellow shirts around him, but manages to manoeuvre a pass back out to Carreras. Then Mbappe coming short once again to link the play. And then Carreras just has his pocket picked over there by Pau Navarro. Bit of a disappointing end to that attack. Real Madrid, Alvaro Carreras just dallying on the ball for a little bit too long. That allowed Pau Navarro to step in for Villareal. He also knocked the ball off the Spaniard as well to win a throw-in for the hosts. And now there's an opportunity there. Coming forward in numbers here, Villareal. It's with Melero down the left-hand side into the penalty area. Right-footed cross towards the back post. It's going to find its way through to Buchanan. Buchanan chests it down and, well, I think he was caught in two minds there, Buchanan, between crossing it back across the face of the goal or having a crack at goal himself. And in the end, he just kind of did neither, really. Just shanking it with the outside of his right foot. Poor connection from him, and the ball just sailed over Thibaut Courtois' crossbar and behind for a goal kick to Real Madrid. So 11 minutes on the clock at El Madrigal. If you are just tuning in, it's still goalless between Villareal and Real Madrid in La Liga. And it's been pretty end-to-end so far, in fairness, as Madrid now look to make their way down the left-hand side. Vinicius looking to take on Foyt for pace, but the former Tottenham man showing really good upper body strength there just to hold off Vinicius Junior and see the ball out of play for a goal kick to Villareal. I mentioned that performance that he put in against Monaco, didn't I? A bit earlier, Vinicius Junior. It was a goal on 3 assists in that 6-1 success against Monaco. Have just been a few little flashes recently that he's getting back to something like his best, because it hasn't been a vintage season for him yet by his own sky-high standards. As Gay now collects the ball in the centre circle and finds Melero to his left. Melero now on his bike up towards the edge of the penalty area. Little ball across to Pedraza, and then sliding in at the far post was Buchanan, and Carreras had to be really alert there to spot the danger, and he's just made a block in the nick of time. Alvaro Carreras deflecting the ball behind for a corner, but it's another really good break by Villareal. Pedraza's cross from left to right was excellent, just measured low right across the face of the 6-yard box, and there was Buchanan who managed to get there and was trying to steer it back towards the penalty spot. Carreras just being tight enough to him to get a block behind. But it's going to be another corner here for the Yellow Submarine. And this time it will be Pedraza, the left-back, sporting a facial mask this evening. And it goes from him, left-footed. Little attempted flick on there by Moreno, but then it's launched clear by Madrid. Good header, one there by Buchanan. Villareal have the ball back now, and it's been played all the way back to Luis Junior, the goalkeeper, who hits it first time left-footed to Dani Parejo, who's just still back in his own team's half after that corner a few moments earlier. Here's Pape Gueye now. Hero of Senegal's Africa Cup of Nations win last weekend. And now Villareal just look to slow it down a little with Vega. And then Parejo finding Pau Navarro. His pass into midfield is into Parejo again, who tries to turn it around the corner, but Madrid have it back now. And here's Vinicius on the edge of the penalty area, was surrounded by 5 yellow shirts there, Vinicius Jr., and he wanted a free kick as well. He's still pleading his case to the referee, but in the end, Madrid having to settle for a throw-in over on the left-hand side. Looking to get on with things, though, a Los Blancos, as Valverde now, having received the ball from the left-hand side, gives it to Mastantuono. He goes back inside to Asensio. And Arda Güler's layoff finds Camavinga. Here's Mastantuono now, midway inside the Villareal half, stepping in off the right flank and skipping away from a couple of challenges and then spreading the play with a really nice pass out to the left-hand side to Mbappe. Oh, and then Pau Navarro making an excellent challenge on Kylian Mbappe, just coming away with the ball there, relieving the pressure for his team at a vital moment. And Villareal now looking to build down the left-hand side. Here's Alfonso Pedraza, just slowing it down, taking his time and playing it back inside to Renato Vega. Summer signing from Chelsea, of course. Really versatile player. He's carving out a bit of a niche for himself as a left centre-half for Villareal. He's given the ball away this time to Mastantuono. And now here's Valverde. Just inside the Madrid half. It's with Asensio now. He moves it on to Dean Howson. He was looking for Carreras to make a run beyond him there, but Carreras just at walking pace, not interested. And then there's a bit of a slack piece of play there in midfield by Camavinga that's presented the ball to Villareal, and it's Moreno now who's into the penalty area. Camavinga went with him and Howson came across to help out, and between the two of them they just managed to nick the ball back off Gerard Moreno. That was a sloppy piece of play in midfield there by Camavinga. Just for a moment it looked as though Moreno was going to be in behind, but his 33-year-old legs of Gerard Moreno, the old-timer, just couldn't carry him fully beyond the Madrid defensive line. He's an important figure for them tonight, Villareal. You suspect the captain. Hasn't always been an automatic starter this season, but such a dependable figure. And they're looking to build again down the left-hand side here, Villareal, with a lovely little one-touch move. Pedraza swings across in towards the far post. It's going to stay in here, I think, just about for Buchanan, who picks it up right over near the touchline on the right-hand side. He's laid it back to Moreno. He's got options on the edge of the penalty area. One of those was Gueye. Then eventually Bellingham comes away with it. A slide tackle comes in from Navarro that temporarily wins it back for Villareal. But Madrid have it back now as Bellingham lays it back to Howson, who clears long with the left foot. Chips it down well by Gueye, and then he strides forward. Villareal looking really dangerous in these early stages. Here's Pedraza again. Plays it in field to Parejo. Now here's Foyth, moving it to his right to Pau Navarro. Collected right on the touchline midway inside the Madrid half by Buchanan. Immediately plays it back to Pau Navarro, who then knocks it off Bellingham to win a throw-in for the hosts. Just a couple of yards inside the Madrid half. Pau Navarro takes it. It's Buchanan who's collected. He was just beaten to the ball in the end, though, by Arda Güler. He then moves it to his right to Fede Valverde. Valverde now, up towards the halfway line for Madrid. No options in front of him, so he has to go back to Raul Asensio, who quickly moves it on to Carreras. And now here's Vinicius once again. He lays it back to Carreras. Howson in the centre circle, just inside the Villareal half. Now it's with Arda Güler. Slack pass from him for once, and Parejo now gets this latest Villareal counter moving. Little back heel from Gueye. It's just cut out by Madrid, but it's come back to Villareal here. Lovely probing pass into Moreno. 25 yards from goal. Left-footed cross. Oh, and it's hit on the volley there. Really expertly. And it wasn't too far away at all. It was Mikatadze, I think, who had just pulled away at the back post. Moreno clipped a gorgeous left-footed cross into him, and it sat really nicely for Mikatadze on the volley. And he's put his foot through it really nicely and lashed it towards goal. thankfully for Madrid and Thibaut Courtois, just sailed a little bit high and wide of the goal. As Vinicius Junior now looks to play a ball over the top to Mbappe. Villareal come away with it as Gay passes it into Mikotadze. But the Georgians control, just letting him down on that occasion. That allows Madrid to start another move here with Valverde. Arda Güler now, spreading the play from right to left really effectively to Carreras, who controls nicely and then finds Bellingham. Little layoff from Mbappe is a bit heavy. The touch from Moreno, looking to find Buchanan, was also heavy. And Carreras, scampering back towards his own goal, was just able to step in to nip it off the toes of Tajon Buchanan. As Bellingham now finds Carreras. Vinicius back to Bellingham. Howson. Again, giving it to Jude Bellingham. And Bellingham this time from over on the left switches it to the right to Valverde, the Madrid skipper. He finds Mastantuono inside him. And then Asensio moving it back to Valverde. Takes one touch and then pushes it on to Güler. Güler outside of the left foot. Lays it back to Valverde. And now here's Arda Güler approaching the penalty area on the right-hand side. Oh, great piece of skill from Güler! Has a shot at goal as well. But unfortunately for him, that was straight into the hands of Luis Junior. Came at him at some pace. He was just able to pat the ball up into the air and then catch it at the second attempt. But it was a lovely piece of play initially by Güler to skip away and carve open a shooting opportunity for himself. As Madrid now coming again down the left-hand side. It's with Bellingham. Bellingham once again opts for the switch and finds Mastantuono on the right-hand side. Up to the edge of the penalty area now. Got two yellow shirts for company. Plays it inside to Mbappe. Gets it back from Kylian Mbappe, does Mastantuono. Looking to step away from the challenge of Pedraza there. Here's Mastantuono again. Fouled there by Gay, was he? No, the referee allows the game to continue. Sharp little exchange of passes between Vinicius and Bellingham. And it's intercepted by Parejo, who almost presents the ball back to Vinicius Junior with a heavy touch. The game's just been stopped here because Juan Foyth has gone down, clutching his left ankle. Must have been a bit of a coming together there between Juan Foyth and one of the Real Madrid attackers in that move. It was... Oh, actually, no, that looks a bit of an awkward one. He's just gone down with no one around him, Juan Foyth. It's as though he's turned his ankle, possibly getting his studs caught in the turf. This would be a pretty big blow, I would say, for Villareal if Juan Foyth isn't able to continue. Actually scored a goal in this fixture last season, a game in which Real Madrid did emerge 2-1 victors, but playing as a right back that day, Juan Foyth, he did score a goal, and he's also recently passed 150 appearances for Villareal. Been here for almost 6 years now since arriving initially on loan from Tottenham before making that move permanent back in January 2021. Was also part of that Argentina team that won the World Cup back in 2022. At the moment, it doesn't look too good for Juan Foyth. Just still clutching that left ankle. Stretcher has come onto the field. It just looks as though he's just jarred something. Maybe it's the ligaments. I'd be pretty surprised if he's able to continue here. It's never normally a good sign, is it, when a player goes down with no one around him. He is, I think, being helped to his feet now. It does look as though Villareal are readying Rafa Marin, 23-year-old centre-half who's currently on loan from Napoli. And yeah, Marcelino is going to have to make that change. An enforced one, as Foyth is just being helped from the pitch now, not putting any weight on that left foot. Let's hope that's nothing too serious for Juan Foyth. It's certainly serious enough for it to curtail his evening here. And Rafa Marin is on into the fray to play against the team that he actually joined as a 13-year-old. all the way back in January 2016. Never actually made a senior appearance for them, but had a succession of loan spells and was only actually sold in October 2024 when he moved to Napoli. He's on now to hopefully try and bite the hand that used to feed him from the Villareal perspective. And it is the hosts who are looking to launch another pacey counter-attack down the right with Mikhail, but he's beaten to the ball over there by Asensio, who in the end just has to knock it off Mikhail, and the ball actually bouncing back off the Madrid man. Villareal have a throw-in. Deep inside Madrid territory down the right-hand side. Here's Buchanan now, finding Moreno. Moreno dispossessed well by Vinicius. Vinicius comes away, plays a bit of a risky left-footed pass, and that's been cut out there by Molero. Unfortunately for him, he was swiftly tackled, but it's going to come back to Villareal here with Parejo, and now Gay trying to combine with Molero, but that's cleared away. And now there's a big opportunity here on the break for Real as Mastantuono comes down the right into the penalty area, steps away from one challenge, lays it across to Bellingham. His set for Arda Güler, and Güler just curling it over the crossbar just outside the penalty area. But Los Blancos there showing that they too can be a big threat on the counter. And that's a decent chance, you know, for Arda Güler. Just a really nice layoff from Bellingham to him on the edge of the box. Goals in all competitions.